But this is a pattern that was put out there by Katie from the Celestial can you say it? Homebody. And I liked it. And the only thing is that she shows you on one of her, is a different animal or whatever. She's just doing a flower head. But she shows you how to, tells you how to do it on the head. What I did was I took the person who makes this and I chained them, and then on the chain you do the pattern, and then you sew the pattern to the head. Because like I said, I don't need to be all no sew all the time. I don't mind sewing. So that's what I did, was I actually made it and sewed it. So I think I'm going to make a few more of those. I think they're cute. I think they need a mouth, but none of them have mouths. None of the flowers have mouths, so I'm not going to put a mouth on it. But I thought she might need a little smile. So I'm going to make about, like I said, 3 to 5 of those. And I just finished up the boy today, and I don't have it, but I guess there's a book out there called, or a story book out there called When You Give a Mouse a Cookie or something like that, and everybody's talking about it. Well, hi everyone, it's Precious and Connie, and it's Precious Plushies. Back again, got some makes to show you. I am neck deep into market, getting ready for the market, and I have so many things that I want to do that I haven't gotten to, but I've gotten quite a few things done that I really wanted to get to. I believe that when I was showing you my prep from last week, well, first of all, let me say that I missed something last week and didn't even realize it until it was over with. But little Miss Baby Girl here, last Sunday, turned 2. And so I didn't tell her happy birthday, and she's got some happy birthday wishes already. But I can't believe it just came and went, and I was like, oh crap, that was her birthday. So her birthday was last week. She's 2 years old. She's doing much better now. Now she still has some times like today when she sits and whines and whines and whines, and I can't get a lot done because I'm trying to figure out what it is she wants. And usually it's because she doesn't want to eat the very good food for her that I've gotten for her, like the real food, like the farmer's dog. She wants to eat whatever I'm eating, which you can't. I mean, yeah, it's good for them to have good food, but when you have spices and stuff, that means like garlic and onion can kill a dog. I didn't know that. Grapes can kill a dog. I already knew about chocolate. But there's so many things that are toxic to dogs that we eat that I didn't even know about. And they eat raw meat. The wild pack dogs and stuff will eat raw meat. That's, they're not going to cook it over over a fire or anything. That's how they eat it. And they live fine, but now they're telling us we can't feed our animals raw meat because it's not good for them. And I'm like, that's how they were back. I mean, that's how wild dogs are. I don't understand. But I guess because we domesticated them so much, that's why. It used to be people would say, well, that dog can stay out there in that wintertime. They've got a fur. They'll be fine. Not when you domesticate them as much as we have. That's not good for them. And they get as cold as we do. So that's one of my irritants about some people. But anyhow, that's another story for another day. But I've got some makes to show you. Not a lot, but enough that I think I'm pretty happy. But I've got a lot of little ones I think I'm going to start on because I've been doing some of the weighted plushies and they taken up enough time or whatever that I haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of other things. So I'll show you what I got so far, and then I think that'll probably be about it. So like I said, I wanted to tell you about the little one. Now I am very, very proud of myself in another aspect because I got my taxes done. I was so excited I got them done. I just did them yesterday, and thankfully I have a friend who has done taxes before, so whenever I had a question or said, what the heck are they asking me here, she could help answer it for me. So, and it wasn't as bad as I think I made it out to be a lot worse than it really was. I do that with a lot of things. I was a big, huge procrastinator for the longest time, and it was just because I didn't know. It was the fear of the unknown, and I always thought, well, what if, and I had to stop doing that. So I stopped being a huge procrastinator. but I'm still a little bit of one. But I've got my taxes done, so I'm so excited. I'm so happy it's done. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So now I'm just doing the market prep. So last week I showed you and told you that I wanted to work on, I told you I wanted to work on possums. And the thing about the possums is I found a kind of a lovey, it's a little bit of a lovey, but it's smaller, and well, it's not any smaller than those are, but I'll probably ask a little bit more because it is a little bit more work, but it's still cute. But and this is the little possum that I got, the little lovey one I got. So I mean, it's got more than just baubles for feet. Its tail does have a not a wire, pipe cleaner in it. So no, ma'am, thank you. I love you too. I don't want kisses though. But it's got a pipe cleaner in it, so you can make it do whatever. And I thought that'd be cute. If nothing else, you can hang it upside down like it likes to live, you know. So, but it is a cute little one. I think it's a cute little plushie. But I might make one more. But if I do, that's all that I'll do, because the other ones I can just kind of whip up a little bit faster. Yeah, there's a lot of color changes in them, but they're not hard at all. So that's a cute little, and you don't want to stuff it a lot because it is kind of it's supposed to be a little lovey, but it's just a little itty bitty one. And I really like it. I made it all with Premier Chunky, of course, and the pipe cleaner. And I believe it was a, did I use a 6 or did I use a 5.5? I think I used this, either 5.5 or a 6. I don't remember which. I'd have to go back over it again. And I probably, like, when I figure out what the other one, or make the other one, I'll have to figure it out. But I think it was a 5.5. 5.5 or 6. And when I first started, one of the big things was stress balls, the squishy balls. And they were putting them in plushies, and I had a frog, and you'd squeeze them and it'd come out of his mouth. It was really cute. Well, during that phase, I had made a chicken and a chick and had the squishy balls in them. And when you would squish them, it would come out as, like they were pooping. And it was cute. The balls had since then, in a year's time, kind of deflated a bit. And I also got to thinking, well, that's probably not really good if that stuff comes out, it's toxic. So I pulled the balls out and threw them away. But I still like these the chick and the bird. So what I'm going to do is put these two on swings. Because I was telling you that I want to get a whole bunch of swings made up, but I didn't know what animals I was going to put on. I think I'm going to put these on swings, for one thing. Now, I've got a lot of different ones that I want to put on that are kind of cuter than these two, but that way I'm not getting, I'm not like putting something in a bag and all that. Now, the flower babies I love, and the one that I showed for inventory, I decided not to take it. And the main reason was because I had added too many sunflower, the spikes or whatever around it, and it looks horrible. But I want to make about 3 to 5 of those, because they are every time I get one, they sell right away. So, and I took them to the shop, they sold right away too. So I'm going to make some more of them. So I made this one. And again, this is with Chunky, but this is the Cozy Cub. What I call Cozy Cub. They call it something different now, but I made it with the Cozy Cub. And it's just a little flower baby. Now, it's not a sunflower, but it's got the sunflower colors. But I went to do the sunflower today, and I don't know how I made it at one time, and they were beautiful, and now I make them, and they look like crap. So I must have adjusted the pattern, because, yeah, what she's doing is too much. So I did this pattern, though, and this is actually a pattern that the flower, anyhow, was a pattern done by, or I learned from, but this is a pattern that was put out there by Katie from the Celestial, I can't say it, Homebody, and I liked it. And the only thing is that she shows you on one of her, is a different animal or whatever, she's just doing a flower head, but she shows you tells you how to do it on the head. What I did was I took the person who makes this, and I chained them, and then on the chain you do the pattern, and then you sew the pattern to the head. Because like I said, I don't need to be all no sew all the time. I don't mind sewing. So that's what I did, was I actually made it and sewed it. So I think I'm going to make a few more of those. I think they're cute. I think they need a mouth, but none of them have mouths. None of the flowers have mouths, so I'm not going to put a mouth on it. But I thought she might need a little smile. So I'm going to make about, like I said, 3 to 5 of those. And I just finished up the boy today, and I don't have it, but I guess there's a book out there called, or a story book out there called When You Give a Mouse a Cookie or something like that, and everybody's talking about it. Well, so anyhow, I made 2 of these. One's a boy and one for a girl, more or less. I did get the girl done. Now, I did alter the pattern a little bit. I don't know why, because the first time I did them, I liked them short, but I don't know. I just wanted it a little bit bigger, and I think it had to do with because of how I had to do the dress. So I had to make it the legs a little bit longer. But it's just, it's done with Premier Brights for the gray, and then the hair bow and the dress are Elise, and then the cookie, that's also Elise, I believe, yeah. So it was all Elise, yeah. And she has them in overalls, but I just did a little dress with straps on it because I wanted her in a dress. And all you have to do for that is just the half double crochets or even single crochets, but you're just going to be doing like 2 or 3 per stitch all the way around. So that's how you get it to do the little flare at the bottom. And then I just made a rectangle and then took some extra and wrapped it around it real tight to make the bow. So easier is better for me. I don't want to have to do all kinds of stuff just to make a bow or make something like that. I make my own design or whatever. And then this one is the little boy. Now I did use the overalls. I made the legs a little bit longer, but again I did use the overalls like she's got it. I didn't put a pocket on or anything like that. And I do need to give him a little cookie, but I got him done so that I could show you all. And then also this was also Brights, and this was the Naughty Pony, and it is so soft. It is so bright and so soft. I really like it. I really like it a lot. But I feel like every time I use it, I feel like it's got to be something special because it's so soft and so nice. I like it though. But also price-wise, I'm so worried about prices and everything. And it's horrible that we have to, and it's horrible that we even have to think like that, but we do. So I'm going to make him a cookie and I'll have those 2 done, which is 2 that I wanted to take. Now, they also have, out of the rest of what I did was just these weighted animals. Now, this is the ones that were done all by Jade. So I've always wanted to make a fox and a Highland cow, and I don't know why I didn't. I think I was kind of thinking it might be too hard or something. But the All by Jade, one of her patterns is the Highland cow, the weighted ones. So I did it, and I think it's pretty cute. And it's got the little horns and the little ears, and then the hair. I made some of them a little bit longer, maybe too long, but I thought in the pattern that's what it said, so that's what I did in his little tail. But I think he's adorable, and he is, like I said, he's a weighted plushie. So I did use I've never used the pink. If I ever do any kind of blush, I do real blush, but this time I couldn't resist. It was too cute. I'm like, that is the cutest little thing I ever saw. I think I'd like to do another one, but maybe in a softer, shiny material like what she's got. But I mean, that's not bad. And it is brunette, but it is not the softest, but it's not the old kind either. But I like it, so I think it did a good job. And I did use my new 6.5 hook. I've been using that for a lot of things. but I really like them. So I did get my Highland cow done. A Highland cow, at least one. Don't know if anybody's gonna win them or not, but I had to do it. And then I showed you my fox that I made last week or the week, maybe the week before or whatever. But when I got to looking, his little tail was off centered. So I had to do another one. So I did another one, and I added the little toe beans to the paws, and the tail is in the right place this time. I made sure of that. So I do have a fox. Now the other fox, like I said, I won't sell it because of the problem with the tail, unless I put it on my, I thought about making a table called the Table of Misfits or something, where I have all my ever made ones that are not all that great, or they have a problem with them, or what have you. And that's where I would add that, where I would put it down, discount it a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, but at least give them, you know. And this is and all the beads, or I don't even use beads. These are all still those glass stones that I have, and they just kind of sit where they sit, and that's just kind of where it has to go. I don't like how floppy the head is, but that's part of the uniqueness of it, is so that it can sit up or so it can lay down, and so I guess that's how the head has to be. So anyhow, I did get him done, and then I went the step further and did the one that looks very similar to him, which is the wolf, or the fox. No, it's a wolf. I don't know what it is. But anyhow, I did him as well. So we got him done. And he's got the toe beans too. In fact, he's a toe bean, so that's why I did the other one with toe beans. Because the other one didn't have toe beans. And I don't have any plastic noses, so I just did both of those. I embroidered both of those. This one needs to be up a little bit, though. It looks more like a mouth than a nose. I don't understand why why did I put it so low? That's weird. But I did the eyes myself, and it's just the color. They're kind of pretty, kind of shiny, sparkly eyes. And I need to do some more of those, because I've got some more plushies I'm going to do that I'll need to put them on. But that is it, folks. That's all. And oh my gosh, Shannon did come out with another plushie that I just saw the other day, and it is also a possum. But so it's a weighted possum. It's one of the Splooters, and it is so cute. I had to get it, and it was on sale. So it was only like $3 or something. I was like, yes, yes, please. I try to keep everything I buy under $5 or less. Sometimes it goes over that, but it's kind of like I have to. Because I want the pattern that bad. I know that they're not going to sell it or what have you. But I think starting today, I did start on the possum, but I think I might put it aside, because I think today I'm going to work on ducks and the squishies. What are those squishies called that take about 5 minutes to do? Oh, the little octopus, mini octos. I'm going to make some mini octos. I've got to make some two books for my little bookworms. And I used some felt, and I made a really cute bookworm for my neighbor, for her bookworm that she bought. So I'm going to make some of those. I think what I'm going to try to do, though, is that bag that I have of all the things that I still needed to price, or they had something that I needed to fix, I might just work on that today. I want to get to the point where everything that I'm putting in a bag has a price tag on it, and it's added to an inventory list, because I want to keep everything as straight as can be, and I don't want to have to worry about it at the very end of right before we go to market. I was worried about having enough stuff for 3 days, but usually Fridays everybody's at work, so you really don't have a lot of people. Saturday's usually the busiest day, and it's the one that we're going to be there the most hours. I'm sorry to be boring you, darling. I'm boring her. I know I am. And then Sunday's always a little bit slower. But I think I'm going to have enough. I just hope that there's people out there that want to pay for the bigger ones. And I hope I have enough of the smaller items that makes everybody happy. But I think that's about it. I really don't have anything more for you today, just because I am in such a mode that I've got to get stuff done. And we have got to go shopping for food, don't we, Bart, darling? Yes, we got to go shopping for food. So, ooh, that was a word that woke you up. I'm going to take her to the groomer the week of, or the weekend before, and then I've got my appointment for the hair appointment before the, what is it, the Thursday? I think it's the Thursday before. So I'm trying to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row. I'm writing down everything I need to be writing down. And I've got a friend helping out with some clips for Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, because I don't have the time, and I don't know how yet. Once I know how, yeah, it'll be easier. But a lot of this just goes on Instagram because I can take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. I don't have all the fancy stuff that she does. Now, you give me PowerPoint, I can get you a killer presentation, and it's going to wipe everybody out of the water, and it's going to be a rocking one. But when it comes to something that's on my phone and I'm not used to the technology, then that's going to take a while. So, but that's it for today, guys. If I think of anything else, I'll let y'all know. But that's all I've got so far. So, have a great day. As I try to remember to tell you every time, words are powerful, so make sure they're positive ones. Make sure that you're always telling yourself that you can. Stop saying I can't do it and just say you can, or I'll try. But I'm very big on manifestation. It is a real thing. It really does either work, because I believe it's when you manifest something, you're putting out into the world your energy. You're letting the world know what you want. And to do that, it's all on perception of how you act, the way you think, and if you're positive and you are putting out there that you want and you need and you are and you're going to succeed and all that, you do. You really do. I don't know how else to say it except that some people have said, well, manifestation doesn't work for me. And I'm like, manifestation doesn't work for you because of what you just said. It doesn't work for me. It won't work for me. I can't do it. Those are all negative, and we all have them, and some of us have them embedded in us, and I know because I'm one of them that had to get a lot of that out. But you just got to believe that you can do it. You've got to live it. Like when I first read about The Secret, which is basically manifestation, it says you've got to, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to start living like a millionaire. And I'm like, how the hell do you do that without going into debt? You know what I mean? I don't have the money to be a millionaire, and I'm not going to live like one or try to buy a fancy new car, or brand new home, or anything like that. And it's not really that. It's a mindset is what it is. And if you have the mindset to do something, and you do it and repeat it every day and remember it every day and say it to yourself every day, it gets to the point where it becomes normal. I used to be so worried about money and watching my checkbook so bad. I mean, I was always broke. You know, I had to work paycheck to paycheck, and I can't pay this bill until I get paid, blah, 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 blah. And now I don't do that, because not that I live like a millionaire, and I don't want to be a millionaire. I just want to be able to retire and do what I'm doing now full time. I just don't know if that's ever going to be a dream that's going to come true. There I go again. Negativity. Anyhow, if you manifest it, get out all the negatives, you can do everything that you want to do. And your dreams do come true. They can come true. I will be doing this full time. I don't know when, but I will be doing it full time. I just know it. So I have a new shirt on, and I saw it on TV. I started watching this guy who like travels everywhere. He's really awesome. And one of the guys that he met up with was wearing this t-shirt, and I laughed so hard. I like Hostess Ding Dongs, but I also like Little Debbie Swiss rolls. I'm a chocoholic, in case you don't know. But I do purchase those quite often, and so it's like, well, what he was wearing was perfect for me. And I guess it's what happens when Little Debbie grows up, or when someone like me maybe eats too many. So I had to buy this shirt, and I got it the other day. but it's Big Deborah. And I just thought it was such a funny shirt, and she's a little chubby thing. I just had to get it. So that's one of my funny shirts. I got another funny shirt I'll wear another day. But just know that you're worth it. Know that I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. And it's a chaotic, stressful, scary world out there that we're living in these days. But this too shall pass. I hope and pray. And I just try to live every day smiling, because if not, at least I went down happy or went out happy. So that's what I try to focus on. So please do the same. Have a great day. Have a great week. Thank you for coming back. Please come back again and see me again. I will be back next week. I might not be able to do 2 times a week. That's probably not going to be the norm, but once a week I can. So just come back and see me. But love yourself. I love you. And we both do. And have a great week. Thanks, guys. Bye.